Hello everyone. Today we are going over the control box for the quantum resonance crystal bed. What we are looking at here is the front, top, right side, left side, back, and bottom. So let's start with the bottom. On the bottom we have the shoe, which fits onto the tripod. We have a couple of labels on here to help you put that on easier. Here is the power supply that plugs into the big power brick right here. There's only one way to do it, so you can't do it backwards. And there's a positive lock-on to keep it in place. We're going to go over to the back. We have two volume knobs, one for the table, one for the headphones. This is a frequency adjuster for the table, and then a memory card for the lighting system. If you pull this memory card out while you're using the system, it's going to start using a different set of lighting that we have not told you about. It's like a surprise set. It's pretty close to what we have, but the ones that we have on this card give you the chakras as well as some of the stationary colors. We'll go over that in a little bit more. On the left side, we have the plug for the lights, the brightness control for the red infrared lighting. This will control how bright the infrared lighting is, and this is the plug to send to the vibrations underneath the table. On the other side, we have the headphones, the input for the music player. This is something that most people don't use. It's an auxiliary input for more frequencies. So if you have a Spooky 2 generator or some kind of Rife machine, you can typically plug it into this BNC connector and send those frequencies into the lighting system. We finally have the charging port for the USB cable for the music player. The front display, we have power, the main frequency system, the top button goes to the display, middle turns off the frequency, so no frequencies will go to the crystal holders, and then finally the one on the bottom will send the frequencies from the music into the crystal holders. The next button is infrared. That's the red light that shows up in the holder. We have three settings for it. Stationary on is straight up, middle position turns them off, and then straight down pulses them to the music. So you can see we have music on the bottom on both of these, the frequencies for music, and the red lights will pulse with the music. Finally, we have the lighting system, the red, green, and blue. That's a simple on-off switch on the far right. On the top, we have slower, faster, select, memory. What that means is when you push select, it's going to rotate through the 15 different light programs. There's a memory to set it in long-term storage, so when you turn it on and off, it'll go back to that. And if you're in a program that has pulsation to it, you can make it go faster or slower. So let's plug this in and see what we got going on. So first steps, when we turn it on, we know it's working because this screen turns blue. So this is the frequency generator. We have a separate descriptor in the manual for it, but essentially on the left side you can adjust the frequencies. If you hold it down, it goes faster, and you can individually, you can get it lined up and then just tweak it. And then on the right side we have duty. We can leave the duty between 50 to 80%. If you go to 100%, it no longer is a frequency at all, it's just a steady state. If you go below to 0, it shuts off the system. So just leave the duty cycle between 50 to 80%. We have hertz and kilohertz for frequencies available on this one. And so we have 1 hertz all the way up to 20,000 kilohertz? No, 200,000 kilohertz. So there's a wide range to go with. And let's plug some more items into this. Here is the connector for the vibrations. Now this connector is really easy to put in. Only goes in one way. Push it in, give it a quarter turn, and it locks in place. To unlock it, pull back that metal piece, turn, and pull out. The lighting will do once we get everything set up, because I don't have enough length to get it all the way over here. And then we're going to plug in headphones and music and see how that all sounds. So I'm taking my music player, plugging it in, going to take my headphones, plug those in, and so you can hear the headphones right now. We're going to do the table now, the vibrations. So this is not the actual table, this is just speakers I have. But we can control the volume here, and over here is the frequency. Now I want you to listen to the frequency as I change this. So I'm turning it all the way down to 120 hertz. I'm going to turn it clockwise, and you're going to hear more range to the music. And now I turned it back down. So you can see this doesn't adjust volume. What it does is it opens up the breadth of how much music is being sent to the vibrations. Why you would do that? Well, if you're in a space that has a lot of people, maybe you're going to turn this down so they can't hear everything. But if you're at home or something, by all means, turn this all the way. And the headphones don't have that adjustment to it. It's just for the low-end frequencies. Let's see if we can get some lights going on this. And you can see some of the lights in the background. So as we change the select button right here, those lights are going to change colors. And if you like one of them, set them into memory and it'll remember it. So you can see some red light here. I'm going to reach over, turn that off, turn that back on. That's the IR light. And here's the brightness selector way over here. You can see that turns it on and turns it down. Let's see what happens with those red lights when we turn it on to music. You can see how it pulsates to the music now. That creates greater entrainment. But if somebody has seizures or something like that, you're not going to obviously want to do that. And that is the long and short of how to use the basics on this.